guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a very special day. If you are watching this video the day that I post it, it is officially my 30th birthday. 30. First I was a little bit like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm turning 30. I'm never gonna be in my 20s again. But then I realized how many people in this world don't get to reach 30 years. Knowing that I'm able to get to my 30 years of life, it makes me just grateful. But today I thought it would be fun to record something a little bit different. One, wearing no makeup. This is just who I am. This is me. A majority of the time, this is how I am. I don't wear any makeup. My hair is always in a bun, and yeah, it would only make sense for me to be on camera without any makeup on and just be myself. I've seen a couple of videos go around. I've seen Jenna Marbles do a couple of things as well. She's done 29 lessons or 30 lessons that she's learned in the 30 years of life, and I thought that would be so cool to do with my channel. I just didn't know if I can come up with 30 lessons. I was thinking, well, why don't we just do like a little bit of a mix-up? I can do 10 lessons, 10 random facts about me, and then 10 pieces of advice that I can give to you guys. That's what we're gonna do. So if you want to learn a little bit about myself, then please keep on watching. My very first lesson. Moms are always right. I feel like my mom, when I was younger, she would always tell me things that I didn't want to hear, even though like I knew they were right. As I got older, I realized that every single thing that she told me to stay away from, or every single thing that she advised me to do, she was right about. So mom, I get you, I hear you. I know you're right. It's our job as kids to just not listen to our parents sometimes. I just feel like it's just natural. Lesson número dos. Never, ever, ever use a toaster underneath a cabinet. There was a time where I went to my dad's. I was putting a Pop-Tart in the toaster and it got stuck. I expected the toaster to pop it out when it was ready. Pop-Tart literally caught on fire underneath his cabinet and it burned all of the bottom, and I almost caught the house on fire. Great way to visit my dad. Lesson número tres. Watch your fingers when you're closing the sliding door. I learned this the hard way. There was one time where I was on the phone. I literally closed the sliding door. I shut it so hard. Apparently I was in a hurry. I caught my middle finger in between the sliding door and obviously the wall. It chopped my finger in half. Literally the tip part of my middle finger was hanging. I can't even describe the pain. I was in so much shock that I didn't know what was happening and I did not know what to do. Still to this day, I have a little scar on my finger, and if I push on it, I can still feel like the tenderness or the pain. Lesson number 4. Be careful with Christmas lights. Christmas lights are the devil. When I was younger, I was helping my sister and my mom put up Christmas lights on the outside, and we were wrapping Christmas lights around like, I guess, brick wall. And you know the old school Christmas lights, if they lose like the glass, it still keeps the electrical wire inside. The lights were plugged in because we wanted to see exactly where we were putting them, and I touched it and I got electrocuted, so I felt it in my body. And then all of the electricity like turned off in the house. And I was freaking out, almost died because of Christmas lights. Lesson number 5. Always check your shoes. I know that sometimes like when you live in the country, you are aware of this because you can have spiders or snakes or scorpions inside of them, but I didn't expect to find something in my shoe at a nightclub. I bartended for 9 years. In the club that we worked at, we had lockers, and I went out of town and I came back, and when I came back, my locker smelled really funny. I didn't know if it was because my shoes just smelled. I ended up putting my shoes on and I felt something in my shoe. When I tilted my shoe back, there was a dead mouse that came out of my shoe. My shoe smelled so bad that it killed a poor mouse. I don't know how it got in the locker. I don't know what happened, but there was a dead mouse in my shoe. Lesson number 6 would be act your age. I have a sister who is 5 years older. I didn't know, like, I just wanted to be like my sister. I looked up to her all the time. She was so strong and so fun, and she had so many friends, and I didn't realize that I was younger. But when I was younger, I got really, really drunk. I was so drunk that my cousin's boyfriend had to put me in the closet, and I fell asleep on a pile of dirty clothes. When I woke up, I started screaming. Like, I was just screaming, I'm blind, I'm blind, I'm blind, and I kept screaming because I woke up and it was pitch black. I had no idea where I was. I had no idea how I got in there, but I was in a pitch black closet. Everybody freaked out, like saying, why are you blind? But it was just because it was really dark in the closet and I couldn't see anything and I had no idea how I got there. Don't drink if you can't handle it. Don't drink, especially if you're 14 years old. Like, just don't do it. Okay, lesson number 7. This This was actually something that I did not do, but never ever leave out of town and turn the AC off. There was a time where I went out of town and we were gone for like 4 to 5 days. We had a 50-gallon fish tank. We had like 3 like tropical, beautiful fishes. To save electricity, then decided to turn the AC off in August. As soon as we opened the door, it was just instant heat, and our poor fish died. The tank ended up being so hot that it cooked the fish in the tank. It was terrible. It was the worst thing ever. Big mistake. Lesson number 8. This actually happened in 2015, and I've talked about it a couple of times on my Snapchat. I ended up overworking myself, and I went to these boot camps and I worked my ass off. I ended up getting rhabdomyolysis. If you guys are not familiar with that, it is a very like life-threatening thing that is just very serious that not a lot of people know about, and it can cause kidney failure. It is so serious. I ended up being hospitalized for 6 days. Lesson learned. Lesson number 9. Never mess with your bartenders. Not something that I ended up like learning because I was messing with the bartender, but because I was a bartender. There was a lot of people who do not understand the power that bartenders have. We run the area that we're in, and we're the ones responsible for the area. I remember one time this girl decided that she just did not like me. Gave her drink, and she was just so ugly and disrespectful. She ended up grabbing water that I gave her and she chunked it at me, like chunked it at my face, and I was just like so livid, just saw red. Somehow I was able to get my little 5-foot ass over the bar in an instant and grab her and yank her and literally bolted her out of the door. Okay, I'm like a little midget. All these security guards just came towards us, grabbed her, just threw her out with no reason whatsoever. And if they want to cut you off, whatever reason they felt the necessity to do it, they can do it. Okay, lesson number 10. Lesson number 10 is a little bit of a more personal thing I don't really talk about. Maybe one day I'll turn on the camera and I will talk to you guys about my experience and everything, but I don't want to go into too much detail. When I was 15 through 17, 18, I had a really bad eating disorder. It is something really hard to control. You like lose control of yourself and you lose control of your body. The lesson that I want to bring up that I learned from it was love yourself, love your body, love everything that you are given. Don't lose control of yourself, if that makes sense. That is my last lesson of life. Sucks that I'm turning 30 because this video is going to be extra long, so grab yourself some coffee. So you're going to be here a while. Okay, random fact number 1. So weird. I do not like to take toothpicks out of sandwiches. I have like this thing that is permanently haunting in my mind. When my dad and my mom separated, let's spare the details, and my dad was dating someone who I just did not like. She was just so extra about everything. I remember we were at a sandwich place. Remember clearly exactly what she had, and it was like a pickle with potato chips and like those club sandwiches where the toothpicks are in them all the time. The memory that I have haunting me in my mind is when she pulled the toothpick out of the sandwich, she just was like, oh my gosh, Jacob. All I see in my head, and it's haunting till this day. I do not take toothpicks out of sandwiches. I always get like my husband to pull them out, or anyone who is with me to pull them out. Random fact number 2. I have the ugliest feet. I hate my feet. My husband is always like, oh, pretty toes. Oh my gosh, my feet. Ugliest thing ever. They look like just like a potato with like Tootsie Rolls on top of it. Just terrible feet. And I don't care to say that out loud. Random fact number 3. I have like this little phobia / ticklish spot of my body is on my neck area. Anything that has to do with your fingers and touching, like I can't do it. Anything that comes close to it, like if George plays around with me or if he's like messing with me, he'll do that to just mess around with me. I freak out. I feel like I'm claustrophobic, like I can't breathe. My sister is so evil. She would do so many things to me when we would fight. It's terrible. And I know that you're watching this, Jasmine. So you're a terrible person. She would literally like grab her fingers and she would just grab my like collarbone and just dig in there to the point where I just was like screaming because of that I can't be touched there anymore. So random fact number 4. I have never ever been in a physical fight. I am a sweet angel, okay? I think that I'm the type of person that does not like drama. I do not like drama. I don't like confrontation. I think that I'm really good about keeping peace. Don't really care much about drama. Don't need it in my life. Random fact number 5. I used to think that if you cover your ears, your farts will be silent. If you can't hear your farts, then nobody else can hear them, right? No, not true. That didn't work. I mean, it worked for a while until they told my mom, and my mom had to have a conversation with me. When I was in elementary school, I used to do that all the time, especially like during like reading time. I would just cover my ears and I would fart. I never like understood why everyone was staring at me or laughing. I was just like, why are they laughing? Why are they looking at me? Like, I don't get it. I didn't do anything. Farting away. Random fact number 6. When I was in high school, my friends and I got into a car accident and I had glass stuck in my finger for more than 5 years. I always had a pain right here on my finger. It started getting harder and harder. First, it looked like there was like an inside pimple or like a wart or something. So I grabbed a needle, cut my little ball open. Yeah, sure enough, I grabbed some tweezers and I pulled a big chunk of glass out of my finger. Pretty cool story. Random fact number 7. My favorite movies of all time. I have 2 favorite movies. Mi Vida Loca, Sad Girl, and Something Borrowed. I love Something Borrowed. I can watch that movie all the time. Random fact number 8. I have never been fired from a job. I've always given my 2 weeks notice, or I've always given like my month's notice, however important my job is. It depends on how much time I give as a notice, but I have never been fired out of all the jobs that I've had in my entire life. Thankfully, I own my own business now and I can't fire myself. Random fact number 9. When I was 3 years old, I drowned. I decided it would be so awesome to go swimming without knowing how to swim, without anybody knowing that I was gonna go swimming. I can still visually see like my sitter running into the pool to get me. She was wearing a yellow swimsuit. She had really dark, long black hair. She jumped and saved me, and she got fired that day. Random fact number 10. I really hope that I don't get in trouble for this one because I'm gonna name drop, but I guess the person really isn't that famous anymore, so it really doesn't matter. A couple years ago, I went on this boat, like a record label boat thingy, and Avant was there, Bobby Valentino, Pitbull. Before Pitbull became Pitbull, there was a bunch of other celebrity singer artists or whatever, and Bobby Valentino tried to hit on me and he offered me to smoke weed with him. So funny. I did not smoke weed with him, by the way. So those are the fun 10 random facts about me. Now I'm gonna give you guys some advice. You can take it or you can leave it. You don't have to listen to me. These are just things that I would advise people, especially my younger viewers. You know, it's like things that I wish I would have known in the past that I know now. So advice number 1, always follow your gut. We hear that all the time. If you feel something is wrong, it's because something is wrong. Whatever you're feeling inside, in your stomach, in your mind, in your heart, it's normally true. If you want to answer A on a question, but something's telling you to answer C, answer C. Piece of advice number 2. Always wear skincare products, even when you're young. I wish that I would have known that using skincare product was important. We didn't have much social media back in the days. We had the internet, but that only helps when we're looking things up. Now that we have Facebook and all these different platforms, it's like in front of us and it's being presented in front of us. It's more noticeable for our younger generation to see it than it was when I was younger. So take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your soul and your skin, take care of everything. Piece of advice number 3, these are for all my viewers in school. Pay attention in school. There's one thing that I wish that I can rewind 16, 17 years ago. I wish that I would have paid attention in high school or like middle school a lot more. I wish I could have like grasped a lot more information that I could have learned if I was interested in learning it. Just pay attention in school because years down the road, you're going to wish you have, trust me. Piece of advice number 4. I really hope that everyone at least hears this piece of advice that I'm giving you. Time is the most valuable thing that you could ever have in this entire world. In this entire world, you can have money, you can have education, you can have big house and cars and all this materialistic things, and you can have it all. But to have time, it's the one thing that you can never change. It's the one thing that you can never get back. You have a choice to do something with that time that you're going to make a memory of or to enjoy and to be happy. Piece of advice number 5. Do not push the ones that you love away. Not everybody's going to agree with things that you do or who you're with or anything like like that. But what's important is that you remember the reason why they are a part of your life or why they were your friends to begin with. And if they are your true friends, then they're going to be okay with you doing what you're doing. Piece of advice number 6. Save as many pictures as you can. Just take pictures all the time. It might be silly to carry a camera around, or it might be silly to like have your phone and just take pictures of everything. Pictures are the ones that last forever. Memories are internally, memories are inside, but we visually sometimes forget things. To be able to see a picture, it's so rewarding. Piece of advice number 7. I used to listen to this show in the morning on my way to work, and I forgot who it was. It was like this really good like speaker. I heard him say something once: if you want to start doing something but you don't feel like doing it, just give it 5 minutes and give it 100% in those 5 minutes, and you will have an instant energy boost, and you will just continue throughout the entire day. Card ended up getting full, and I don't know exactly where I left off on the other video. If you do that for 5 minutes, trust me, you will get an instant boost of energy and you will be so productive. Piece of advice number 8. Always talk to your pets. I feel like your pets know and understand what you're saying, and they feel the love that you give them. I just feel like animals like understand you, and I feel like if you hurt their feelings, they get sad, and I feel like they do cry real tears, and they have a beating heartbeat, you know? So always talk to them, let them know you love them, let them know that you care, because you know, at one point or another, if you have a dog and you need it to defend you, he or she is not going to defend you if he does not like you, you know? Piece of advice number 9. Do not get a tattoo in a spur of a moment. I have some. Don't do it. I was so irritated one day, and then I just ended up going and getting a tattoo. It was just terrible. And I was like, I'm going to get a tattoo. And so I got a tattoo, and I ended up wearing a long sleeve like dress. I don't know. It was like meshy material or like see-through material, and it was rubbing on the tattoo, but because I didn't want to cover it, and it got infected, and the ink just like started like going through like my veins and smearing. So these guys right here are supposed to be like pretty little birds, and they're not, and it just looks terrible now. I have this terrible tattoo on my body, and eventually I want to go ahead and get it covered, maybe like a half sleeve or a quarter sleeve or whatever I need to do to fix this mess. Alright guys, this is my last piece of advice that I'm going to give to you guys, and I hope you take it in because it's very important. And I personally experienced this myself. That's why I'm giving advices anyways, because of the experiences that I went through. And one of the worst things in the world that had happened to me was not being able to say goodbye to my grandpa. I do remember that at the time I was bartending and I was rushing to go give my mom some food where she was at my grandma's house. She had just gotten out of surgery. And I remember that I just went in there. I was so irritated. I needed to hurry up and get to work and go home and get ready. And so I went in there, I rushed, and I don't know, in a lot of like the Mexican culture, or just in general, I think for a lot of cultures, a lot of people say hi and bye by giving a kiss on the cheek to your parents and to your grandparents, especially your grandparents, like out of respect. That's the way you should do it. You say hi, you give them a kiss on the cheek, and you say bye with the kiss on the cheek. And I did not that day, and it sucked. It really sucked because I knew that I didn't do it. I rushed in there. I gave the food to my mom. I was already irritated. I was already mad. My grandma was in the kitchen. My grandpa was on the couch, and I just said hi and was like, I have to go. I have to go. I rushed out the door, and then I was driving, and I was like, damn, like I didn't say bye to my grandparents the way that I'm supposed to, the way that I normally do this every day. It's not anything new, and this is the way that's the way we were raised. My mom sent me a text that day, that evening, and she said, you left without even saying bye to your grandma and your grandpa, and you know that was not right. And I told her, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm hurrying. I'm in a hurry. Don't know why you asked me to go over there to give you food. And he passed away that night, which sucks. It sucks because you knew what was right, and you knew what you should have done, and you had that opportunity. And a lot of people don't get opportunities to say goodbye to their loved ones and to say bye. Sometimes they're in different states, and then accidents happen, and you just don't have that opportunity. And I had it, and it was there. So now for the rest of my entire life, my last memory is going to be rushing into my grandma and grandpa's house and rushing out, and you can't get that back. It's something that I'm going to carry for the rest of my life, and I would hate for others to have to do that and to have to carry something with them like that. So the piece of advice is always to say hi and bye to your loved ones. No matter what, if you get in an argument or whatever it is, do not go to sleep mad. Even like with George, like I always tell him, if we get in an argument, never not say I love you or don't say sorry. Go to sleep the right way. Go to work the right way. Because God forbid something happen and that last memory is haunting you because you were so stubborn or because you were rushing to go to work, because it's not worth the feeling that you are left with in your heart. That's my last piece of advice for you guys. I'm sorry that I got a little emo, but thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and learning a lot of stuff about me. You're lucky that I turned 30 because that's like pretty much my entire life. It's a lot of years and a lot of facts and advice and lessons that I've learned, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for all of your support, and I love you guys, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!